started with Scivation as a sponsored athlete. And one thing led to another after being sponsored for about a year or so, which is an immense accomplishment for a natural bodybuilder. There just simply aren't too many of those kind of opportunities out there, and it was something I was very proud of. I was very, very proud to be associated with a company whose supplements I already used, whose principles I wholeheartedly believed in, and whose mission statement, it was exactly, it was a dream situation for me. So from there, I was, just one thing kind of led to another. I was a very active sponsored athlete, and I became close friends with Scivation President Mark Lobliner, and had the opportunity to start work with Scivation in December of 2008. And from there, I moved down from New York to North Carolina. I relocated, myself and my new wife at the time, to work for Scivation, and it was easily the smartest decision I've ever made. Accomplishing small goals. Every time you compete, again, it's different. Every time you compete is yes, you could draw from your past experience, but every single competition prep, every single time you prepare your body for a show, it's different. I think setting goals and accomplishing them is one of my most favorite things about competing. Athletic, yes, to a point. I was a big fan of team sports. I love playing in team sports. I participated in some after-school basketball leagues, and definitely a big fan of basketball and football and baseball. Played Little League all throughout my childhood as far as baseball is concerned. And kind of one thing led to another, and I took my athleticism and focused it on bodybuilding eventually. But yeah, I would say I was pretty athletic as a child. Started lifting weights. I guess this is a semi-interesting story, but I started lifting weights right after a bad breakup with a girl. So it was an end to a long-term teenage relationship. And in my early 20s, which is actually starting a lot later than some people, I found the gym, and I focused all of my anger, all of my feelings about the abrupt ending of that relationship into the gym. And that was probably one of the smarter things I've ever done, because everything just kind of clicked at that point. I discovered the weights, I discovered training and dieting, and just the whole world of knowledge was kind of opened up for me about the gym. A friend of mine actually took me over to a show he was competing in. He asked me just to come and support him, and I kind of sat in the audience and watched the show, and as I kind of watched it, I thought it was weird. I thought it was just really foreign to me, and I thought it was probably the most intriguing thing I had ever seen. Plus, I looked at some of the guys up there, and I realized I could have been one of them. A couple people at the gym would come up to me and say, "Oh, do you compete?" Or, you should compete, and I really never, it's something that never crossed my mind until that time where I was kind of sitting in the audience, and I said, maybe that could be me. Maybe I could do that. And one thing kind of led to another. I did a bunch of reading online. The internet has been a great resource for me for that, and yeah, just kind of put the pieces together and eventually pulled the trigger on my first show. Balancing real life, balancing the ultimate responsibility of competing, and finding accurate places to put those two in your life, along with everything else that's going on, and not having anything suffer, is an immense challenge, and it is different every time you compete.